welcome back to another episode of the Knee Slap and K-Pop podcast. I am Kayla, and today I am joined with Sammy.
Hello, the old school duo.
I know.
The usuals.
The usuals. And this is like an idea that's kind of like a spin-off of the top
PowerPoint
10
party?
beatdown PowerPoint party
yeah.
type situation, but it's like we got more than 10, so we couldn't do a top 10 beatdown, and it's also kind of just like whatever.
It's a fever dream idea we had one day, and we're like,
Yep.
yes, let's do it.
I think it originally was an idea for top 10 beatdown, and then it just turned into, well, let's just do like weird presentations
originally
instead.
this was what I did once when I had very bad insomnia.
Oh, yes.
I just started making this on my phone, and then I was like, Kayla, do you have 10 problematic faves? And you're like, maybe.
Maybe. I have
and
to really sit there and think on it.
Very quickly.
Yeah.
I got to 10 too quickly. I have
Yes.
a problem.
Mm-hmm.
As you'll learn from this list, I think I've started liking problematic faves when I was young, and it's sort of been downhill ever since.
Of course. Really,
We've also
I think
decided
speaks to the people we are today, I think.
Yeah. Oh, no, this is very telling.
Mm-hmm.
This list is very telling
Of
about
course.
me as a person. Also, we had the fun idea to scale them, so we're going from least problematic to most problematic.
Mine is less scaled, just because I didn't know what to do with it, so I put them back in a random order because the scaling just wasn't working.
Mine was
not working in a scalable way.
Mine is kind of scaled. All right. So should we just get into it?
I think we
what
just.
else do we say?
Yeah, I think we just get into it.
Big point.
Yes.
These are all fictional characters.
Oh, yes.
These are not real people.
No, simply if a person is problematic in real life, I do not enjoy.
It's hard.
I just don't like them. Like, there's no problematic faves, because if they're problematic in real life, then they're not a fave.
They're not a fave. Like, we found out, like, the only, like, problem... We had this discussion literally last night, and we're like, what's a real-life problematic fave you can have? And we realized the only answer we could come up with was Taylor Swift.
Uh-huh.
And she's only, like, questionably problematic.
Mm-hmm. So that's all we got.
It's only a little bit problematic.
Yeah, and
so,
I simply can't think of a single person I like who is problematic, like, in a weird way.
That I would call a fave.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're gonna go back and forth. We have very differing aesthetics.
Yes.
Thank you, freegoogleslides.com.
Yes.
For your input.
I just tried to pick, like, what is the most, like just random, like, theme possible, and I found the bees, and so
I went with, trust me, you're gonna get the chaos from the people. We don't need chaos from also the theme.
Yeah.
So my first problematic fave, I don't consider a problematic fave. You could never make me hate this man.
Right.
If this man has, no fans, I have died.
Uh-huh.
It's Dr. Derek Shepherd from Grey's Anatomy. Look here.
A classic.
People say he's a problematic fave. He is not. Compared to everyone, sure, he cheats on his wife. Everyone cheats on their wife on that show.
Yep.
Everyone. Sure, he's pretentious and self-centered. He's a neurosurgeon. What do you want from me?
Right. You know?
Like, this man is one of the best doctors, husbands, all of the above. Grey's Anatomy has not been the same since they killed him off. God damn it, give him a CT scan. But I don't consider him problematic. I see beyond the problematic nature.
Right, of course.
He is just a fave. He is probably, honest to God, maybe my favorite fictional character ever created.
Amazing. I mean,
and that is...
being just on, like, and like if you were to look at him anywhere else, like, is he problematic? By definition, probably. Yes. Yeah.
But, like, in the world of Grey's Anatomy, he's one of the best partners on that show. He loved Meredith. Also, Meredith was equally as problematic to him. Look at Meredith in the last 10 seasons of that show.
Honestly.
She became, people will always say, he never supported her. He was always looking out for his career. Look at everything since he died. Meredith has turned into Derek. Worse than Derek, honestly.
Yep.
She sees her children even less. But that's a side note about my issues with 20 seasons of Grey's Anatomy.
Of course.
If you want that episode, I'm not gonna make it. Sorry. It's too many.
It's simply too much. There's simply too much Grey's Anatomy.
The problem with Grey's Anatomy is I'm at this point with the sunk cost fallacy where I'm like, I'm at 20.
Yeah.
I gotta keep going.
You gotta, at that point.
I should have stopped when he died, but I didn't think we would reach 10 seasons. Also, it might be just my absolute, like, weird, like, I've watched Grey's Anatomy since I was a child. Too young, maybe, to be watching Grey's Anatomy, but it's fine.
Right.
And, like, I still to this day think Patrick Dempsey is, like, one of my favorite actors, and I don't know why. It's great.
Lovely.
He was great in Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. It's a good time.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
but yes,
right. He was in Thanksgiving.
He was in Thanksgiving. Great slasher movie, by the way. Love everything Patrick Dempsey does. Mm-hmm. But that's a side note. But yep. Dr. Derek Shepherd, not problematic. Bitches just be crazy. Mm-hmm. Please continue. I can keep going.
Right. So mine definitely, I have them definitely for me the least problematic of the people on this list, because they're only problematic because of, like, the system that surrounds them. System. And that's Kato from the Hunger Games.
Ah! Best boy!
Yeah.
No, not best.
He's
second
not.
Best boy!
Yeah, he's
it's honestly better than Gale, oddly.
Yes. He's just kind of sad, because he's like he grew
boy.
up in this terrible system of the Hunger Games and everything. He's only the way he is because of the terrible conditions he lives in.
Oh my god. You've unlocked something in my mind, because yes, second best boy only after PETA.
Yeah, but is he objectively awful? Yeah, he murders a lot of people. And he does it for fun. But he grew up in
Hunger Games doesn't murder a bunch of
people.
But
like when you grow up in District 2 in Panem, I mean that's what you gotta do really in life.
You do what you gotta do
as a child,
to live your
that's
best
what you
life.
do.
I love this so much. Absolutely. Infinitely, I will say, if you compare the two, I do think it would be very funny. Compare the two problematic faves. Yours is more problematic than mine.
Yes, like actually murdered quite a few people, you know?
Derek never intentionally killed any of his patients, unlike some of the people on Grey's Anatomy. Sorry. That show brings emotions out in me, and that's why I can't stop watching. All right. Anything else on Kato?
No, it's really, he's more sad than anything else, but he's great. He's great, right. He's so fun, a little bit murderous, but that's okay.
The next one! It's a fictional character. You can't say this about a real child. Because I have Angelica Pickles from Rugrats.
Yeah. She sucks.
Absolute brat.
Sucks.
Absolute brat. But this is when you know I've liked problematic people since I was an actual toddler. Because she was my favorite character on that show. Problematic thing she's done. She's a brat.
Yes.
She bullies some toddlers.
Right.
And also whatever the fuck she did to that Cynthia doll.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever the hell because for some reason in my mind, I always just assumed, I don't know why I assumed that Cynthia's always looked like deranged demons. They didn't. They're Barbie dolls. She just played with her like weird Barbie from the Barbie movie.
Yeah.
And that's why that doll looks like that.
Right.
And I had not processed that as a child. And I was like, holy shit, she destroyed that doll.
Yeah.
She played with her like weird Barbie. But yeah, she was my favorite of these characters because she's a brat. She's such a brat.
This is unlocking she's also like several other options I could have had on this list now. You having Angelica Pickles on here.
Right? Well, I completely forgot about the Hunger Games as an option, so I think we're just gonna unlock things because it's really hard to think about terrible characters that you love.
When put on the spot about it, it was really hard making this.
It took a while for me to remember Angelica, but once I remembered her, I'm like, no, she has to be on this list because truly, she influenced me as a child to be my worst self, and that is a true icon right there. She caused real world change that my parents had to actively undo. Which is fine. But yes, she's an absolute brat. But you can't make her up any higher on this list because she's a toddler. She's like 4. Like,
this is
she's
true.
A 4-year-old.
She is just like a child. Terrible. Yeah, and that's like, she is a child and children are terrible at that age. And that's kind of what that is.
That's sort of what being a child is.
Right.
All right, your number.
My number 2.
These aren't numbered.
They're not numbered in
any
way. My next one is probably my favorite of the list. I will say, it's Draco Malfoy from Harry Potter.
He was on my list, and then I just absolutely. And then he got taken off my list because I thought you'd have him on, and I'm like, I have too many people on here.
He's just like a shitty little nepo baby.
He's such a shitty little boy.
Shitty little nepo baby.
But like Kato, maybe it's the blonde boy pretty privilege of it all.
Oh, definitely. This is definitely part of it. I was also
there.
really obsessed with Tom Felton in high school as well.
As most girls were.
So that definitely didn't help.
He was the most attractive guy on that cast.
Easily.
Which is, like,
easily.
unfortunate for everyone else on that cast.
It really was.
Given that he is... It's so bad.
And when you look back on Harry Potter as an adult, you realize Harry Potter kind of fucking sucks generally as a character.
All these kids suck, and at the very least, Draco Malfoy was outward with how much he sucks.
Yeah, at least he knew that he sucks. At least
he knew that he was like a race purist. Yeah. Everyone else was low key a race purist and okay with slavery.
At least he was out in the open about all of the things that were terrible, and he supported it and was openly mean to people.
And honestly. Not that I think The Cursed Child is any form of piece of media anyone should consider any form of canon or good. But if you do consider it, he is the best parent out of all of them.
Easily.
By far.
Easily, yeah.
Which is shocking. How the hell did he become the best? With the best child.
Yeah, definitely.
Like the best behaved child. Everyone else sucks as parent and have terrible children.
Mm-hmm.
He turned out fine.
He did.
And also generational wealth. He can't... generational
he's
wealth
a nepo
causes a lot
baby,
of problems.
Shitty nepo baby.
He's a little nepo baby.
Yeah.
We love that for him.
And it's like, and he knows that he's a nepo baby. With the amount of times he's like, my father will hear about this. He's at least not trying to pretend that he's not. He's at least
We're unlocking a lot of our favorite people. We're unlocking so much here.
Mm-hmm.
So next... I forgot who's next. Oh, we got Seto Kaiba from Yu-Gi-Oh! Alright, look. Look, he's rich.
Mm-hmm.
That's a problem. He's also obsessed with a teen. I have not gone back and done research. I don't know how old he is, but he's old enough to be the head of a company, which means he has to at least be an adult. Mm-hmm. And Yugi's like 14. So that's a weird dynamic.
Right.
But also, he hates these people.
Mm-hmm.
And I respect that because all these people, the power of friendship be annoying as shit.
Right.
Hey. Fair enough. Look,
it's anime are bad about that sometimes. They
are. The power of friendship. People will say so much about power of friendship animes.
Yeah.
And they don't remember Yu-Gi-Oh!
But Yu-Gi-Oh!
is the power of friendship truly made me hate these people. And I was watching the show as a child.
Yeah.
I was on, because he's sassy, he's rich, he's a nepo baby.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got the blue eyes white dragon.
Of course.
Favorite card.
Yes.
10 out of 10 man. Also is apparently the lead in the world of Yu-Gi-Oh! Never made any sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, what the fuck?
Yeah, fair.
Why is this card game rule the world?
Fair.
But yes, problematic Fave.
Yep.
Did essentially start many card games just to try to beat Yu-Gi at a card game. A 14-year-old boy. Also, so confusing.
Yeah.
got all his family stuck in a video game for a while. It's a whole thing. Virtual world, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
That was a long show.
Oh yeah.
But yes.
My next one. Very, I think, topical in a lot of ways. Jet from Avatar The Last Airbender.
Absolute icon.
Is he kind of a terrorist? Yeah. But, did I find him very attractive as a child?
But here's
Absolutely.
The thing. He's good at, but
he's not wrong in a lot of ways.
Wrong.
Yeah.
He's like those, new agey villains where they're
misguided.
No, but they're right.
Yeah.
He's misguided at best.
Yes.
Even though, is he that misguided? Sometimes you need when have peaceful revolutions ever worked?
Right.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
We love Jet.
He's great.
This is very telling about our childhoods.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolute icon, Jet.
Yeah. And just like Katara fell in love with him at first sight, essentially. That was everybody else. Everyone else watching the show as well.
That episode is so perfectly illustrated the two ways that you view that character as a child, which is that every male was like, who the hell is this weirdo? And every female was like, who the hell is this guy?
Exactly.
And it worked. I mean, great writing.
Good writing.
That show
very he honestly, in season 2, he has a really good character arc as well. It's not he becomes
less problematic.
Yeah, it's
he
not
really
he's
is only
always
problematic than the first bit.
We bring it back in season 2, so it's really good. So there's also
absolutely
gets a little bit of redemption as well.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So my next one is Sebastian from Glee.
Oh, hell
Okay.
yeah.
Hell yeah, right? Best. He's a bully.
Yeah.
He possibly commits a hate crime. But he's also gay, so is it a hate crime?
Right,
Who's to say?
You know?
But, like, honestly, Warblers were the better team. They kept losing to the New Directions, but he was actively the better team. And he's like, Blaine, come back to the better team.
Yeah.
And he wasn't wrong to try to get Blaine back on the better team.
Mm-hmm.
Not wrong.
Not
Commits a hate crime, but also look
Just a little bit of a hate crime, but, you know.
It was rock salt.
Yeah.
Didn't hurt anybody.
Mm-hmm.
I love that I'm defending this.
Defending a hate crime.
Blaine is the one that threw himself in front of that rock salt.
That's
that seems
true.
like a personal issue.
Very true, very true.
But also, like, love his sassy... Because the Glee Club needed this shit. They were high, mighty, and bullshitty.
Yeah.
But at least he knew he was a bad person.
This is the type
Everyone
of, like, shitty theater drama that you expect. Like, you know.
He's such a theater kid. Because
Mm-hmm.
I also thought about Jesse St. James.
Oh, yeah.
To be honest.
Oh, yeah.
Consider Jesse St. James.
Uh-huh.
Love him too. But went with Sebastian because Sebastian was a shit for the whole show.
Right.
Jesse St. James apparently, after I stopped watching Glee, comes back and, like, ends up with Rachel because Finn dies. And it's, like, a whole thing that I'm less into.
Okay, whatever.
But never watched. So I went with Sebastian because he's always a shit.
Yeah.
And I love that for him.
Yep.
We love that for Sebastian.
A little shitty, but it makes him like very fun in that way.
It spices it up. It makes it interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right, who's your next boy?
So my next one is Adam from Has Been Hotel.
So a recent boy.
Very recent. So also the reason he's a fave, Alex Brightman, the voice actor. Alex Brightman.
Which is the reason that for some people it's not a fave. And I'm like, what is wrong with Alex Brightman's a delight.
He's so delightful. And Adam in, like, this show, for context, is supposed to be, like, original man Adam as, like, an angel. Mm-hmm. And it's just, like, a little piece of shit. Like, such a shitty guy.
But, like, so is everyone on that show
absolutely.
In the best way possible.
Yeah. Just so shitty.
So many options from Has Been Hotel.
I know.
Though.
Just so shitty, but also has, like, banger songs as well. Because it's Alex Brightman. Yeah. So, like, every time he's got a handful, like, really banger songs. So he's really fun in, like, a really terrible way. He's so shitty, but it's like and he's so shitty to so many people as well.
To everybody. Essentially to everybody.
Yeah.
I think that's really what's coming up here for all of us is that we're into the equal opportunity hate.
Right, you know.
Everyone, all these characters hate everybody.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What's next? I don't remember who's next.
Oh, yeah.
John Kramer from the Saw series.
That's good. Good one.
Kills people?
Yes.
If you ask him, he'll say he never killed anybody. Mm-hmm. He just put them in the situation of their own death.
Right. You know.
By strapping them into... by putting them into a reverse bear trap where they have to kill a man to get the key. Also pretentious ideology because this man...
Yeah.
But also then you get Saw 10 where he just is like a little old grandpa. And also dying of cancer.
Yeah.
Very sad. But also
very problematic.
But also so dramatic. Laying on a bathroom for hours pretending to be dead. Mm-hmm. For what? Just for fun. Just to see what would happen. He has no reason to be there in that first Saw movie. Mm-hmm. Absolutely no reason to be there. Iconic.
Great.
Absolutely amazing.
He's great.
I love that he's still being played by the same actor who's now in his 80s.
Oh, damn, yeah.
He's in his 80s now. He gets killed off in the third one. So, like, everything after Saw 3 isn't directly his fault. So, like, the really problematic shit is done by the other ones. Mm-hmm. But, like, him, my favorite problematic grandpa. Love that for him. Like, I still love... Murder Grandpa. He maintains he's never killed anybody. He murders also with a fun puppet.
He does. He
made Billy the puppet. He has flair. He has pizzazz.
Yes.
He makes it fun. He's not a murderer. He's an artiste.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to call him that.
In a way. In a weird, kind of fucked up way, yeah.
In a fucked up way. But, like, that's why we got 10 Saw movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it is what it is. Who's your boy?
Alright, my next boy is Taecyeon and Vincenzo. I know that's not the character name, it's Jung Junwoo or whatever, but I don't care. So
An
funny.
icon.
Absolutely. So
the
funny.
Only
Was
saving
actively
grace of that
rooting
show.
for him and Vincenzo.
Actively. But that's also because everyone else on that show sucks so much.
When your main cast, like,
is Song
protagonist
Jonkey?
Song Jonkey and he sucks so much. It's like,
terrible.
Of course I'm gonna root for this, like, shitty little man who's, like, opposing
who's a nepo baby.
Little nepo
and
baby,
also, insane.
And just
and
actively insane. Murdered a lot of people.
And abusive
tortures
in every
people,
way.
you know, a lot of things.
And commits all of the crimes
so
from
many
murder
crimes.
to, like,
white collar crime.
fraud,
Yeah, we have, like, the whole
above.
spectrum of crime here for him.
All of the above. I love that for him so much.
Love that. He also looks like he has so much fun committing all these crimes as well.
He's an actual he's a sociopath, and I love that for him.
He sucks. Acting like generally terrible person, but also so fun. Just so much fun. Brought so much life to that show. Like so much that
levity,
it needed,
and also so much of everything else.
Yes.
All right. Who's next? Oh, same boy.
Yes, of course. Same guy.
I mean, look at him. An icon.
Of course.
I didn't realize that we had put them at the
same
place.
point. Great.
I mean, look at him. He's a rich man.
Yes.
He killed a man with a hockey stick.
He does do that. He also hits
Love
a
that
car
for
with
us.
a hockey stick while people are in the car.
He also hits a car with a hockey stick. He also gets like drenched in blood, Carrie style, which I love.
He does.
Sure, he's contributing to, like, the pharmaceutical industry, but, like, look at him. He's having so much fun while doing it.
Having the best time. The time of his life.
Having the best time.
He's literally the first person I thought of when I thought of problematic faves, and I was thinking of K-dramas. I was like, oh yeah, I gotta put Taecyeon for Vincenzo.
Yeah, I was like, what K-drama character do I care about? Oh no, this boy.
Yeah.
Best boy.
Best villain ever.
What's your next boy?
Alright, my next one is Scam Likely from the podcast Dungeons and Daddies. So,
This is a you thing.
Yeah, so Scam Likely is not, like, a main antagonist at any point. He's kind of like a side character who's just, like, there to be annoying and obnoxious and, like, cause, like, a little bit of problems here and there.
Some issues.
Because he's literally based off of the, like, concept of when you get a phone call and it, like, flags it as Scam Likely. Like, that's literally where the name comes from.
I love that.
And he just, like, he's into, like, pulling scams. He's, like, a little trickster guy. And he's so annoying. He's not actively antagonistic, really. But he's just, like, a little shitty guy off to the side. And he's so stupid and so funny. And he's just kind of, like, getting in the way for no reason other than his own amusement.
Just making everything a little bit harder.
Yeah, just making it harder for, like, no reason. I mean, okay, so the main characters do kill his brother, and he does have to take revenge for that. As is what you do, but that happens.
As is what you do when someone kills your brother.
But he is actively my favorite, like, NPC character on that podcast, because it's the concept is so stupid, and
the concept
so
of
funny.
Scam Likely as a thing.
And
is so funny.
The way he's introduced is they get a phone call and it says Scam Likely on it, and then they pick it up and then it's actually a man and named
Scam Likely. Yeah. I love that a lot. Alright. I think this is where I get to the really problematic people.
Oh, of course.
Oh yeah. Shu Yang from the Untamed.
I knew he was gonna be here.
Of course he's gonna be here. I called him my problematic fave on the episode we did about the Untamed.
Of course.
I mean, he kills his boyfriend, and then he cuts the tongue out of his boyfriend's boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've watched The Untamed, that sentence makes perfect sense to you.
Yep.
Because it's just,
that show is just
boyfriends on boyfriends on boyfriends.
A lot of boyfriends. So many boyfriends.
A lot of boyfriends.
Yes.
I mean, he's just but he relishes in his problematicness.
Mm-hmm.
Got a sad backstory, little orphan, has a hand that doesn't really work that well.
Right, you know.
And then he just meets this guy who's blind, his blind boyfriend.
Yep.
Scams him.
Yep.
But they fall in love. Also scams this pretending to be blind girl.
Oh,
Unfortunate for her.
Yep.
And then everyone ends up dead. And ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a sad ending. But, you know.
It's the way it is.
How else was it gonna go?
The
That's
way it
life.
has to be sometimes.
That's the world of the Untamed.
Yeah. Quite a lot happens
I
there.
love him.
He's great.
It makes more sense in the book, but like overall, it's like it's a weird little side quest that I absolutely always loved.
Right.
I mean, I feel like everyone on that show could be a problematic fave because they're all like, "What's going on here?"
Mm-hmm.
But like, he's like the most problematic because he just knows he's a little shit,
Right.
and doesn't even pretend to have a good reason for doing it. He just is like, "Nah, this is fun for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have a great time doing this." Your boys.
All right, my next.
Oh, we haven't gotten to your woman yet.
Oh, she's at the end, I think. Yeah,
Oh,
she's
okay.
right, but well, she's not at the end, but she's like second from the end because the end one's kind of a joke, but like not really. But you'll see when we get there. So my next one is JD from the Heather / Heather's the Musical.
I mean,
iconic. Absolutely iconic. Is he an
that
insane?
man is your first problematic. I mean, if you're of a certain age, that man is your first problem. Like, can relationships be bad?
Yeah.
Can relationships be toxic?
Mm-hmm.
Is what toxicity looks like?
Yeah.
And the answer is yes.
The answer is yes.
This is the definition of gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss right here.
Yes. Absolutely insane person, actually.
Oh, absolutely
Crazy.
The movie, crazy.
Yes.
The musical where meant to be mine,
meant to be yours,
where he's just screaming.
Such a good song, though.
Oh my god,
good.
So
like,
good.
Just watching him have like a complete mental breakdown.
It's
in a
shocking
song.
to me that in the show Heathers, with like 4 main female leads, the most insane vocal performance comes from the man.
The duality you have to have in that
the
song
duality
is
of man.
Crazy, yeah.
It's so good though.
It's such a good song.
It's such a good character.
It's one of the highlight songs of the musical. He like
of
whoever
the whole show.
His character both in the movie and in the musical,
yeah.
So good. Like, and it's like he has a lot of character development, but like in a bad way, in a way where like,
it's not even character development. It's just you see. The mask of crazy like comes off little by little because he's always that crazy.
Like,
he doesn't change.
It's such a good like story.
The only one that changes is Veronica.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Storytelling is great. He's such a great
so good.
written character. He's so problematic and so problematic.
I mean, he tries to. He's a school shooter. Pre-Columbine.
Yeah.
He brought a gun to school.
He did do that. Murders several people. For fun.
Many people.
Just because really for fun.
Just because he can.
Yeah.
What's next? Oh yeah, it's JD.
Oh, of course.
We keep doing this, and I'm like, I'm 90% sure JD is either the next one or the one after, and I can't remember.
These two, JD and Taekyon and Vincenzo, were the two where I'm like, almost positive we're both gonna have him.
Absolutely, because these are two of the best characters I've ever seen in my life. Absolutely. They're two of my favorites. Mm-hmm. Because JD, he kills so many teens, and he tries to kill so many more teens.
Right.
And, like, the relationship with Veronica is insane.
Yes. Crazy.
And he's homophobic? Question mark?
Probably. I'm gonna go with yes, probably.
So are most people in that show, to be honest. Have you ever watched either that show or that movie?
Right.
Both of them are homophobic.
Mm-hmm.
But that movie is maybe my favorite movie ever made. It might be my favorite movie because I love it so much because it's so insane. It is. The suspension of disbelief necessary is so high because it's a wild, like, the funeral scenes in that movie where it's just like, what funhouse circus am I in right now at this funeral? My dead gay sons.
So good.
So good.
What a great song.
Absolutely amazing. Both the song and everything about it's just so much fun. I do think great. It is probably the best adaptation of movie to the one that goes from
definitely.
Movie to musical. It's probably the best one.
Yeah, it is. It's so perfect.
And also, I love that they didn't tone it down at all because they're using language. They're like, it's racist, it's homophobic, it's all of the above.
Yeah, for sure.
And the movie was made in like 1988, where you can still say some of that shit.
Right,
but like they say it in the musical, and it's great.
It's good. I think it's good that the context is like there.
Oh yeah, and I do absolutely love that they just kept it like the movie is almost a surrealist nightmare.
Mhm.
Because it's not real. Like, everything about it is so heightened that it doesn't feel real in any way.
Mhm.
But it's so fun. I love it so much.
Yeah.
Watch Heathers, guys.
It's great.
It keeps coming up.
We talk about it on this
Heathers.
podcast a lot. We talk about the Heathers.
We love both versions of Heathers.
Yes.
Both the musical and the movie.
Mhm.
Heather's best piece of media. Because I also think Heather's is like the prototype for everything. Heather's the prototype for Mean Girls.
Uh-huh.
The prototype for, I don't know, other things that have come out since then of like, just like high school girl madness.
Yeah.
It's all Heather's.
Mhm.
Pretty Little
All goes
Liars is
back to
Heather's.
Yeah.
It all goes back to Heather's, man.
Mhm.
Love it. And no one's ever surpassed Heather's.
Yep.
Let's be clear.
All right. So my next one is Killmonger from Black Panther.
Another person that was just correct.
Yeah, like I have this because
Mostly correct.
by far like one of the best written like recent TV villains, and definitely coming from a Marvel movie. Black Panther is like one of my favorite Marvel movies, and he is honestly probably my favorite villain antagonist of that entire franchise. Not that I pay attention to it much anymore.
I feel like if we had a good villain, we would have heard about it.
Yeah, definitely. But he's so good just because I feel like he's so well written as a character and a villain, where it's like so clear how he came to the point where he is at. Like the backstory writing
The
and
man
everything.
is also just
so
mostly correct.
Yes, he is mostly correct. That is the other part where he's like a Jet type situation where it's like he's got the right ideals there for sure. Yeah.
You're like a 90% correct.
Right.
There's like a
we're
10% like,
there.
wait, what?
We're almost fully on board with this. Yeah.
But like even 90% correct when your hero is like 75% wrong.
Right.
Like he was right.
He's right.
He's correct.
Mm-hmm.
I also like that this is really where we see the difference in how we enjoy villains, because this man was not right.
Uh-huh.
Mine is Sweeney Todd.
Oh, yes.
From Sweeney Todd.
Of course.
He's
people.
here for revenge.
Yeah.
This is essentially a Count of Monte Cristo situation. I'm here, you falsely imprisoned me, I'm gonna kill you, but I'm also gonna kill a lot of people before I get to you.
Mm-hmm.
Because honestly, I feel like he might have killed like half of London from what it seems like in that show sometimes. I'm like, it's just body on body. They force the community to engage in like non-consensual cannibalism.
Mm-hmm.
That's a part of that show that they don't bring up that often. Like, the people of London are just eating human flesh.
We don't, that's the part is, because I feel like the murder is really more of the
murder's
center
the
of
top
attention.
bit.
The murder.
And then it's funny because you bake them into pies.
Right, but then
you are also charging people to, like, that's the ending of, like, a really, really, like, infamously sick episode of Criminal Minds.
Yeah.
And we just
and
don't,
we
like,
just
no
don't,
one
we don't
talks
talk about
the
that
bit
element of it
where
enough.
where it's like forced non-consensual cannibalism.
Right.
That they're also paying for. Like, they're profiting, which, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I don't disapprove. It's banger music.
Uh-huh.
It's the best Sondheim.
Yes. It's
Love
great.
this.
Great.
I mean,
Todd's
he's not
great.
wrong for the revenge.
Right.
He's mostly wrong for all the other
For all
people
of the
he
other
killed along
crimes.
the way. For the fact that he killed like a quarter of London along the way.
Of course.
There's no men. Where have they gone?
Uh-huh.
Why are all these men gone? But yeah, Sweeney Todd. I do love the duality of villain right here.
Uh-huh.
Killmonger and Sweeney
Todd. All right.
Okay, your
You're
boy.
not, you don't know my next one at all. It's Emmett Self from Final Fantasy XIV. He is like...
That's a man.
Yep, it's a man. He's like sassy in a really fun kind of way. Like in
I love sass.
where he is like a major antagonist of one of the expansions, and he just kind of like follows you around and like taunts you the entire time.
Thrive.
And it's really funny. And it's like him and his entire like group of people have like a whole arc later in the game where you kind of see motivations and stuff. So they're not like fully villains, and then you interact with him and some other guys before they become villains, and he's still like real sassy and fun. But he is actively like really horrible at a lot of points in the game as well. So that is what makes him problematic, but he does at least get like where you kind of understand what he's doing, but also it's still bad in a way as well. But I just love him because he's so sassy and he's so funny that he just
I mean, I
he
love
just like
the
he
sass.
essentially just like stalks you the entire time and just like shows up sometimes and he like throws some insults at you. I think it's really funny.
The next one you have heard of, and the next one is, if Angelica's the earliest problematic fave, this one is the one that, like, maybe set the tone for the rest of my life.
Of course. Okay.
And this is a lot to put on two characters, but it's also Sasuke and Itachi from Naruto.
Of course.
Whose problematic nature I just described as made their family problems everyone else's problem.
That is indeed what they do. That's what they do.
And that is what they did, and that is...
Yep.
Like... Yeah, no, this is life. This set the tone for me.
Yeah.
Like, this is why everyone else is here. Because, like... family drama.
Yeah.
They're weirdly hot. I don't know why.
I mean, it's anime. Yeah, really.
It's anime.
That's the
it's
reason.
Weird. Like, it's the raven-haired emo boy situation of the early 2000s. And there's family drama. And
so
they're
much.
out for revenge.
So much family drama.
So much family drama. And they're out for revenge. And I don't know. There's chemistry.
Yeah.
It's a lot happening.
So much
There's a lot happening in this show. And, like, I'm not the only one. This is, like, the prevailing opinion of the early 2000s.
Right.
I'm just bringing it back because, like, it sets the tone, people. Like, the people need to realize that these men were they were correct.
Yeah.
They were not correct. They actively made everyone's lives harder.
Right.
Actively made the world, like, a worse place. But they did it while looking really cool.
Yeah, that's true.
And they did it for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Because it's not even like they didn't have... Like, Sasuke did not need to do this.
No.
Like, he had so many people that cared. He did not need to do what he did.
He just needed to be emo. Like...
But, like, he needed to go off and be emo. And, like, be possessed for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then whatever happened in Shippuden, because I never finished that show.
Same.
But, like, this whole arc,
Yeah.
these two, icons of the emo era.
Of course.
Will live on forever. Their legacy will live on forever. Look at all the, like, raven-haired emo boys. Their legacy lives on.
Yes.
We love brothers causing problems. I'm not, like... Does it not set a tone, Kayla?
It does.
This list not make...
it definitely sets a tone.
Do the stepstones make sense?
It does. Make a lot of sense.
Who's your boy? Let's get away
my
from
next
them.
boy is Raphael from Baldur's Gate 3. I was gonna put Astarion, but that felt like kind of boring. So I picked a different character. But and also, if I had put Astarion, you can draw like a straight line from Draco Malfoy to Astarion.
I'm like, they're the same person.
Connecting both of those together.
That is the same person.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest, it's the same person.
They're so the same. But Raphael is
wild.
This, like, archdemon of hell who you are consistently making, like, deals. You're doing, like, deals with the devil type situations for him. And
you're making deals multiple.
Because he bothers you about it multiple times. And then you eventually, you can break into his house and steal stuff from him. Which is
why not?
The best way to deal with that situation. It's very fun when you do that.
Of course.
But he's like so charismatic in like a really fun, shitty kind of a way. He also has a sex demon, a succubus, who he makes take the form of himself. So because he only wants to have sex with himself. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's so funny.
Okay, that's a new one for me.
It's quite something, but he's just so fun.
We saw everything from what you could do with a sex demon, but that's
new. Have sex with yourself is an option. He's so fun. He's real shitty, but I feel like his every interaction is so fun with him. He's just a fun
You gotta
character.
have a good time.
Evil, like, he is a devil, yeah, and you make deals with the devil, but sometimes that's fun.
Hey, sometimes you gotta make a deal with the devil.
Mm-hmm.
No. There's no way.
Mm-hmm.
I have no transition. It's Billy and Stu from Scream.
Okay, yeah.
They kill some teens.
Mm-hmm.
They are in love.
Yes.
It's the gayest.
That's what they do in Scream.
They're gay.
Yeah.
They're
gay, and they're in love, and they kill some teens.
And they kill some teens.
Yeah.
And they try to pin it on her dad.
Yeah, that's what that's what happens in that movie.
They got, and I mean, Stu is a whole separate issue. Billy got some mommy issues going on.
Yep.
He kills some teens because his daddy issues?
Maybe?
So if your dad... I think it's mommy issues, because mom leaves because his dad is having an affair with Sydney's mom.
Oh, okay.
So I think it's mommy issues. And daddy issues. I think it's both, to be honest. And then we find out that they just killed her mom. Just because. They're like, you... just because.
Mm-hmm.
Just because. And, you know, their legacy, gone but never forgotten.
Right.
They are continuing to be the reason this entire franchise exists. They are gone but not forgotten. I love them so much. They are insane. That entire last bit of the Scream movies, after you find out that they're the Ghostface killer,
Mm-hmm.
I think Matthew Lillard is on another plane of existence in that role, because he's going crazy.
Oh, yeah.
He's screaming. There's so much happening. His eyes are like saucers.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew Lillard's a national treasure. We love him. But, honest to God, horror icons immediately.
Iconic.
Loved it. It's so good.
Yeah. They are great.
So good.
They are great.
Them specifically, there's never been better Some people will argue with me. I don't know why. Never been a better Ghostface.
Mm-hmm.
There's been worse.
Yes.
But there's never been better. They're phenomenal.
Very true.
They're so good. They're so good that at some point you're like, it can't be them. They're too much fun.
Yeah.
But it is them.
Yeah.
And that makes it better.
Yes.
Stu on the phone just screaming. They're like, I gave into peer pressure. What? That's a reason for murder. We love it. I love it so much. I have so much fun. 10 out of 10.
Yes.
Would recommend.
Yes. All right. I'm looking at my last 4, and it's like real unhinged. The last ones that
Real
I have.
unhinged?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
The next one I think probably the most unhinged. But it's the lamb from Cult of the Lamb.
The lamb that you play as in
Yeah.
Cult of the Lamb?
Yeah, because
Okay.
I mean, you are a cult leader in that game.
Yeah, but aren't you just as evil as you decide to be?
I mean, it's kind of hard to play the game without running a cult in the way that you run a cult and be evil.
In the game called Cult of the
Yeah.
Lamb? Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, just like by nature, you're pretty evil. And
Fair.
like just in the game, I mean, you are like getting fucked over by the gods, kind of in a lot of ways, and that's why you're doing it.
Gods are pissed.
But it's like it's also you do run a cult, and you do like sometimes murder people. It's like, and you like
As is
sometimes
the
you
way.
treat your cult members well, but you can also treat them like pretty bad. Like it's also still not great, some of the things that you can do in the game. But
just
look
bad
at him.
ideas all around. I mean, I think if you go into something with the intention of running a cult,
Yeah. When the game
You're
you're
setting
playing
yourself
is
up
Cult of the
for-
Lamb, like that's you sign up for that when
you're
you play
setting
the
yourself
game.
up for a bad time.
Yeah. But look at him. He's adorable.
He's adorable. Do you get to pick the red and the blue, or is that the
I
male,
think it's
female thing?
I think you get the red by default, and this is like an outfit you can wear.
Okay.
I
Okay.
know.
'Cause
I
I've
haven't
only ever seen
yeah.
the red.
Yeah, because that's I think usually what it is just the red
Mhm.
one. But
Okay.
I love him. He's adorable. But he's
They're
also
so sweet.
running a cult. So,
He's running
You
a
know,
cult. That's bad.
but I love that for him.
So my next one is a continuation of this one, because it's just all the ghost
Oh,
faces.
of course. Mhm.
It's all of them.
Yeah.
There's so much. It's a family
Many
affair.
ghost
All
faces.
4 of these on the bottom are a family.
Oh.
Father, 2 sons, and daughter, by the way. All the 4 on the bottom are a
Nice.
family. That's his mom.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yep.
woman top right is Billy's mom anyway,
Yep.
that ran out on him but now wants revenge.
Oh god.
I love the Scream movie so much. I think all the ghost faces, once I know who it is, they're immediately iconic.
Mhm.
Because I'm sorry, you did it because your mom walked out on your dad. You did it because what? your son was a murderer.
Yeah.
And also, you met his mom online. I don't fucking know why he's here. Roman is a sad boy. Sad boy director.
Just sad.
Just so sad. Jill and Charlie did it for fame.
Yeah.
Then, what is his name? The Scream 4 kids did it, because the Stab movies got bad? They did it for movies.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're back to family revenge. A little less interesting. Kind of we're back full circle, but still.
Uh-huh.
Wild motivations. I love that they make no sense when you think about them a little too hard.
Of course.
I love that other than, like... I mean, Roman's an adult, barely, but, like, other than, like, the Billy's mom and the dad and from Scream, 6,
Uh-huh.
they're all teens. They're all just teens
yeah.
deciding that they're gonna kill people for fun.
Just for fun, you know?
Just for fun. I'm gonna count Roman as a teen. Roman's...
It's a very, like, teenaged angst thing, I guess, in the Scream
kill
movies.
people
to kill people for fun? Yeah, I don't know.
Fair. I mean, I love that for us. It's so good. I think my other favorite thing is that it goes, like, the movie is a slasher movie, but I think what I love about the Scream films and what I think sets it apart is that, sure, you can have a Michael and a Jason, because that movie is the same the whole way through.
Uh-huh.
Once you figure out who the killer is in all the Scream movies, it becomes unhinged.
Yeah.
Because you get to see these people play crazy. And it is, and I think because of how Matthew Lillard played it in the first movie,
Uh-huh.
and a little less about how Billy played it, but, like, you get to see people go crazy. You can dial it to a 12. Like, you are allowed to go as crazy as you want to.
Right.
Because you don't have to be under the mask, everything. You're just allowed to be crazy, and I love that so much.
Mm-hmm.
All of them are icons. All 12. 10 out of 10 villains. Love every single one of them. Even Roman. Fuck it.
Yeah.
You gotta give props to the guy that did it all by himself, even though that makes absolutely no sense.
Right.
I also like that now it evens out because there were 3 in Scream 6.
Oh, yeah.
Now it all evens out to be
Nice.
12.
Nice.
It all works out.
Many ghost faces.
So many ghost faces. Absolute iconic. I wonder what we're gonna do for the next one.
Oh, God. Who knows what state that movie is in right now?
God only knows. Maybe we'll bring Matthew Lillard back.
Maybe
we'll bring Patrick Dempsey back. That might happen.
Ooh.
Cause Neve Campbell's in it, and she's married to Patrick Dempsey's character from Scream 3.
Right.
Maybe maybe we'll be full circle.
Ooh. That'd be fun.
Bro, if Patrick Dempsey plays a ghost face, I might actually just die. It might kill me in the theater.
Yeah.
Alright.
My next one is Volo from Pokemon Legends Arceus. What I think makes it so funny about him is what they did in that game was it takes place in the Sinnoh region, I think. And a lot of the characters you interact with are clearly, like, the past ancestors of, like, characters in
you
that
met before.
Yeah, in that other game, which I don't remember the name, which color, whatever one it is.
Yes.
And this guy is clearly the ancestor of whoever of Cynthia, who is, like, the champion of that game.
Yes.
And Cynthia is, like, the champion. She is known for being, like, one of the hardest fights ever, in the Pokemon franchise. But also, it's funny because Cynthia not evil. This man, like, trying to summon, like, a demon, essentially.
I mean, you know.
And you do fight him and win, that's just it, because that's how it works in the Pokemon universe, is you battle, and then if you win...
battle, you win, and then it's like, okay, I'm going
guess
home now.
that's it, and then he's just allowed to exist still, after summoning, essentially, a demon. Or the devil. I don't know what Giratina is, like, in Pokemon lore. Because Arceus is God, but I don't know if Giratina is, like, the devil or just a demon, or, like, what the official lore is there, but, you know.
What allegory we're using.
Right, but essentially summons a demon, because he thinks that's cool and fun. Essentially just because he's, like, a weird academic and he wants to do it, but I don't know. He's very stupid and I enjoy that.
I love that a lot. Alright, my next one, another one that makes perfect sense with my history.
Mm-hmm.
We got Sebastian from Black Butler.
Absolutely. Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
He is a demon.
Yes.
He is stealing the soul of a young boy.
Yep.
For reasons.
Black
He's
Butler
just...
is like an entire fever dream.
They're making more of it.
Oh, God.
There's, like, another season, like, either having already come out or coming out soon.
Uh-huh.
And I'm shocked that that is a series that survives. But also, the manga still hasn't finished.
Yeah. That's kind of
It's still
crazy,
going.
actually.
Well, now there's twins.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a
Yeah.
whole other situation.
Oh, jeez.
We find out CL's a twin.
Uh-huh.
But, like, the full implications of that I don't think have come out yet. But yeah, no. He's just a great butler. He's a badass.
He's a butler.
He's great.
Yeah.
He also is a demon, so
Demon
he doesn't
butler.
care. So he, like, doesn't care about the mundaneness of the world.
Yeah.
He's just here for fun.
We love it.
He's like a way better, because I had thought about Light on here, but Light was never a fave of mine. I found him too whiny.
Yeah, that was my thing too. Is I thought about it, but I was like, I don't like him enough.
He's so whiny.
Yeah.
But he's like a more interesting version of Ryuk from
Yeah.
Death
Yeah.
Note, where he's more engaged, but he
Right.
also gives no shits about the care of this world. Love every second of this character. He's so fun.
Mhm.
I'm curious. I mean, I don't know. I'm curious how, because he doesn't need to evolve in any way. So I'm wondering what the new seasons of Black Butler would even contain. I think they're in a school.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm curious.
I don't know.
Maybe
I haven't looked into Black Butler. I haven't really thought about Black Butler in a long time.
Every once in a while, I think about Black Butler.
Uh-huh.
Because there's, it was a foundational show.
Of course.
Of course.
Mhm.
All right,
All right, my next one is the only woman on the list for me.
Okay.
We've reached the woman.
You've reached the woman.
It's Monokuma / Junko
yes.
Enoshima from Danganronpa.
Yes, I thought you'd have her on
She's
here.
so iconic. Like
She is an icon.
What an absolute icon.
She's insane. And
a lot
I love
of
her
people
for that.
definitely like
just
brought
for fun.
about the apocalypse of that world, essentially.
Just for fun.
Literally, because the backstory was like she got so bored with life, she literally like started making everyone despair and kill each other and like want to die.
Exactly. Like it truly is just for fun.
Surely, if
Just
there's
girly
any
things.
other if there's a villain that was just doing things for shits and giggles, it was her. Like for no reason at all.
She's out here doing just girly things.
Yeah, I love Monokuma as well. He's such a little shithead, but he's
Monokuma
so funny.
is such a character without ever actually being a character.
Right.
Because that thing is a robot.
It's a robot
and not a real
bear.
Thing, but he's so fun.
But he's so funny. Oh my god. And he gets more and more unhinged the longer the series goes on too. Is like he gets like real weird in 2, and he's like real off the hinges and by the time Danganronpa 3 comes around.
Yeah, no, in 3 I'm like, what the fuck?
It's like what the
that's
fuck
why
is
3
going
feels
on?
so off.
It's so
'cause
weird.
It's like what the hell's happening?
It's like 3 is where the whole thing really goes so far off the rails, where it's like they made it as unhinged as they possibly could. It was crazy. It's also like the games also have like exponential growth for the amount of like swear words in the game, because they're like there's 2 in Danganronpa 1, and then in 2 there's like 50 or something, and like 45 of those are said by one character, and then you get to 3 and it's just all over the place. It's so funny. But they are a duo because Junko is kind of Monokuma, as is Monokuma is Junko. Monokuma kind of feels like his own entity sometimes. He also gets children in the 3rd game as well.
Little mini Kumas.
And I like those guys a lot less. They're really annoying, actually.
They're annoying more so than they are fun.
The Monokuma, the original, I love him.
Because I like that Monokuma essentially is multiple robots, but you only ever see one at a time.
So there's essentially Monokuma
he teleports.
There's one singular bear, Monokuma.
Yes.
But I love him.
I don't like the...
He's great.
Yeah, no, he's amazing. He's the best boy. Next one is just Hannibal Lecter.
Oh, of course.
He is a cannibal.
Yeah. Yep.
Specifically, It's interesting because for me, it's Hannibal Lecter from the TV show Hannibal.
Right.
Not from Silence of the Lambs,
Right.
which is also good.
Mhm.
But that TV show is phenomenal.
It's better.
It's so
It's better
weird.
than the movie.
I
would
like
say.
the movie. I think
the
they're
movie
just
is
really
good,
different.
but they're different.
The movie is really good, but I think the character Hannibal Lecter is so much more interesting in
the show way more
but also because you have 3 seasons. And also that show is gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it is so weird, but, like, so good.
Right.
And it's, like, I've never seen human, like, they film it so beautifully, and you almost forget it's being done with human bodies, and also he's cooking human flesh.
Mm-hmm.
Flesh. Meat. It's meat. But also, it's, like, so... It almost makes me feel like I'm losing my mind. Also, the one thing I do like about it does delve into the psychology way more. Because I also feel like in the movies, he was just... You already knew.
Yeah.
You already knew he was already in jail. He was already there. There isn't any buildup. You don't know at the beginning of the first season of Hannibal. It's like more of a mystery. Not that, well, we know. We obviously know.
Right.
His name is Hannibal.
I mean, yeah, you don't have to really think that much about it.
Which character is the cannibal? Maybe the one
I
whose name
wonder.
rhymes with cannibal?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think this character's so fun. I think also, I love the fact that he sometimes just kills people because he's, like, weirdly pretentious and they annoy him. Like, you're a terrible celloist. You shouldn't be first chair. And then somehow you end up, you know, with your vocal cords in a stew. Or whatever. It's a lot, and I absolutely love it. That show is so criminally underrated. It is all... I know everyone has Amazon Prime. It is all on Amazon Prime. I highly recommend it.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. All right, who's your final boy?
My final one is Cthulhu.
Of Myth.
Yeah, of Myth. Mostly here because of the H.P. Lovecraft of it all is where the problematic. I mean, he is kind of problematic, like, just like
person
in general, like just being the being that he is,
just being the eldritch horror god that he is.
But I think he's cool. I think it's
I
very
also
cool
like
and very
that my
fun.
last one is also a bit of an eldritch horror.
Oh, nice.
My last one is Pennywise from It.
Nice.
Who is also a bit of an eldritch horror. Mm-hmm. More of a supernatural alien entity.
Right.
But still.
Yeah.
Only here for pain and torment.
Yep.
I like that we scaled it to end in eldritch horror.
Of course, yeah. I felt like in terms of problematic, eldritch horror felt like it should be at the end.
Eldritch horror kind of feels like it needs to be at the end.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's so fun. Also, I love Pennywise just because also that new It movie is so insane.
Oh,
the
God.
fact that he, like, crumbles from insults and then it's so weird. One day I'll finish that book.
I know, I was gonna ask if you ever finished the book or not.
No.
Still working on it.
I'm getting through it. Mm-hmm. One day my problematic fave will be Captain Ahab from Moby Dick because I truly think I will understand what it feels like to hunt your white whale.
Of course.
It is this book.
Of course.
I can't. I need to keep reading it.
Yeah.
But I have no motivation because I just don't want to.
Yeah.
But also, I love it. But it's just, the drug years are rough for Stephen King.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like I know so much about the characters, but nothing has happened.
Right.
But yes, is that your final fave?
That was my final one.
This is my final fave.
Oh yeah.
We got problematic people.
Problematic people for days, really.
But also at the same time, I feel like we have very similar, we're like, we like problematic people that also bring the fun.
Yes.
That they're problematic for fun.
I want them to be fun. It's like, they're not gonna be a fave if they're not fun. Like, then they're just problematic and sad, and that's not interesting.
People that will admit that they're bad people.
Yes.
And then just take it and, like, you know, have a little fun with it, you know?
Of course.
So that's been the episode.
This
is entirely self-indulgent.
Entirely. We made this for nobody except for the fact that we wanted to make it. So here we are with that.
Hey, maybe other people will remember put your problematic faves in the comments.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? You're probably gonna put some that we forgot about that we also really like.
Who's the one that I thought of that I was thinking about when you put in Angelica Pickles? There was someone that unlocked somebody from you, and I forgot it again. Yeah, I'm not gonna remember. Oh, Dr. Doofenshmirtz, that's who it was.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I could have put him on the list.
I mean, also, when you put Kato, it also unlocked for me that I could have just put Luke from the Percy Jackson books.
God, yeah. Oh, he would be really good, actually.
He would have been really fun, but I hadn't remembered, because it also would have been Luke, but from the original movies.
You're right,
because that's the one that I remember more.
Yes,
because I'm old.
Of course.
But still, yes, there's a lot of problematic faves, especially from children's media. Because that's really, I think, when you hone your problematicness.
Yes, for sure. Alright, so that's been the episode. We are available on all major podcasting platforms like Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and we have a YouTube channel where we put all of our episodes along with clip videos very sporadically now. This episode will have a PowerPoint with all of our problematic faves if you want to see that. It'll be on the YouTube channel, or if your podcast place also has video episodes, it'll be there too. And with that, we will see you guys in the next episode. Bye!
Bye!